Hello and welcome. This is Sunday, day of rest. Not in my world. Well, it will be after I do this and one other live podcast, or YouTube that I do every Sunday at the end of this. In my other passion, which is as an animal communicator. Some of you might be wondering how I pick the people that I've been doing this for. It's totally random. Basically, I went to the groups that I participate in and I said, who wants a free audit? So far I have this, and I said, right, I'm going to do one each day for, each day of February. That was a silly mistake. I should have excluded Saturdays and Sundays. But anyway, so that's 29 days because it's a leap year. And what I did was I got them to give me the URL. And the URL, and I thank Kate Toon for this because I saw her use it and I thought, how clever. The URL was put into this wheelofnames.com. It's a free app online. Love free apps. I'm the queen of free. So I just put everybody's name in, and sometimes I put comments behind them so I knew where to go back and find them once I'd done the audit. And basically, you spin the wheel, and it picks someone. And that someone becomes the person that gets the, so we'll do this one tomorrow. This one will do sainttheodora.com.au. I have no idea what that's all about. I do know actually, because she asked for one like literally just 5 minutes ago. So there's no rhyme or reason about when you asked. What will happen is when I get 5 more people requesting, that's it. That's the whole 29. And I will close it off and then just keep doing them day by day. So I thought you might find that interesting. It's a little bit of fun. Now, today's audit is on. Just need to stop sharing because it's not looking at the right thing. Today's audit is on this website. So, I know what this service is because I know what was said to me in the group. But you tell me, if you're to come across this website or you've seen this website mentioned in one of a zillion posts you've looked at every day, somewhere on social media, or an ad you've clicked on, or an organic post, do you know immediately what this business is? Does the URL give you an idea about what this business is? Does this is literally the big image that you're going to see, and then it scrolls up. Then so this is on mobile, and there's particular issues on mobile I'll talk about shortly. Same thing. So on mobile, you're going to see, when you first get there, you're going to see this. If you've got a decent sized mobile screen, this is being emulated on a Galaxy S8 Plus, which is a bigger screen. If we ever go back to going onto the smaller screens, then you're going to see even less. And then my answer to that is no, it isn't. So if you look, when I scroll it up, you can see, if you look here, BAS agent, bookkeeping and payroll services. That BAS agent, bookkeeping and payroll services needs to be basically swapped with the name, or the logo needs to have some sort of tagline. So here's the logo. I would possibly do bookkeeping and payroll services, or BAS agent. BAS agent, if you're overseas, BAS is, we have a goods and services tax over here, and if you're, you've got to put in a business activity statement every quarter, or yearly, but most people do it every quarter. And that tells our Australian Taxation Department, like your Inland Revenue Service, how much goods and services tax you have collected on their behalf over that period of time. And then you're asked to, I won't go into all the ins and outs of it, but you can then offset certain things against that, and you're asked to then remit a certain amount to the ATO, Australian Taxation Office, or you get a refund on overwards. There's a lot more to it than that, but that's basically how it works. So what this particular business is doing is they are a BAS agent. They do that. They're also doing, from the looks of it, without getting into the site, probably also more traditional bookkeeping and payroll services, as well as the BAS. So sounds like their core business is BAS returns, bookkeeping, and payroll. So I would suggest that needs to be, I'd probably redesign this logo. That goes a little higher, this goes a little smaller, and underneath it's got BAS, bookkeeping, payroll. So immediately when I go to the site, I would know what this business does, because the graphic doesn't tell me either. The graphic's very generic, and I don't really understand the graphic in terms of what this service does. I'd be probably using more over here. I'd probably have something like this. This is a really big, this is a bit lost. So if I don't put BAS, bookkeeping, and payroll in here, then I might do it over here in some way. But it's a bit of a generic graphic, and it loses me, quite frankly. I love the colors in it, the pinks, the reds, and the slightly orange. That's a nice color combination, particularly if a lot of their clients are female. This would be a color combination that would really appeal to women. It's made on, the site is made on, I was having a sticky beak a minute ago because I wanted to know what the site was made on. So it is on WordPress.org, using a base of 2017 as the WordPress theme. I couldn't see much added in terms of a theme, a customized theme on top of it. And I said I'd be very surprised if I got in the back end of this, and I don't have access to the back end and I don't want it, but I'd be very surprised if this hasn't been just a basic WordPress 2017 that's just had some images added in and the words changed, which is fine. To be honest, this is a bookkeeping, BAS bookkeeping payroll service. It's what I call an informational site, it's not obviously not an e-commerce site. It's not a coach trying to say a lot of things. It's basically, here's who we are, this is what we do. So WordPress.org, and a very simple WordPress.org, or something like a simple Wix site, or something like a simple Squarespace site. All of those would be perfectly great in this situation. Unfortunately, though, there is no Google Analytics isn't installed. It looks like the Metapixel isn't installed, which is important. Even if you're not doing Meta paid ads, you still want to collect the data. So what the Metapixel does, I don't know whether I've explained this in other videos, but what the Metapixel does is it tracks anybody that comes to your website and puts that data in behind, tells that data to Facebook. So in the event you want to do paid ads, you're going to be able to take that audience, and it's all privacy protected, so we don't exactly know who those people are. It's just, it feeds it across the Meta, and it says these are the people that visited the website in the last, choose your period, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 365, whatever that looks like. And that helps the targeting within Meta. If you want to know more about that, then there is a stream on my website and on my YouTube channel, which is Marketing That Converts with Karima, where I go into what I call DIY Meta ads. And I go into all of that and how that works. But the thing is, if you're not collecting the data, then you never have data to use. It's like saying to a bookkeeper, go do my books. No, I'm not going to tell you what any of the details are, what any of the data is. You just go and work it out. The more data you have, the more targeted can be your marketing, and that in this day and age is incredibly powerful. There is also a TikTok pixel, but honestly, a TikTok pixel is not really terribly relevant in this market. So WordPress, Web Central is the host. A few, and that's going back, and they've obviously got their tech stack on Amazon, or had their tech stack on Amazon, someone they were using. SSL by default. SSL is the certificate of security. It's a security certificate. So instead of doing HTTP with no SSL, it's HTTPS. It's pretty rare to find something that doesn't have an SSL installed on it now. Mostly because pretty well all of the hosting companies give you an SSL by default for your hosting. What is it missing that worries me is that it's missing the pixel, and it's missing any form of email link-in. Email would be really good in this circumstance as well, because I might be thinking, okay, I need a bookkeeper. Yeah, well, not quite right now, particularly if I'm a new business setting up, or I might be a business that's not yet doing BAS. So just to complicate matters, you only need to collect goods and services taxes here in Australia, GST, if you're taking over $75,000 net gross profit a year, or doing $75,000 worth of sales a year, I should say. And up to that, you don't have to do BAS. But so I might not be right now, I might, but then come another 6 months' time, and all of a sudden my business has exploded, and all of a sudden I'm going to have to put in a BAS. Well, I want to have been, if I think that's where I'm going to be, or I think I'm going to need bookkeeping at some point in the future, I want to know what you've got to say. I want to keep the connection, or you should want to keep the connection up with me. I should be seeing you as a resource as a business owner. I should be seeing you as a resource where there might be some changes to legislation that goes on, or to things about bookkeeping that goes on, or it's getting really close to the end of our financial year, which is the 30th of June here in Australia, not the end of December, and an email from you to me saying, hey, how's it going for your end of financial year? Your tax returns going in. Don't forget, we're out here. So keeping an email list is very critical for everybody. Also, what I'm not seeing on this is I am not seeing any social media. So I don't know whether this is a brand new business. It might well still be a business in setup mode. I can't remember what they said on the post. Then they might be sort of pretty new, in which case this is a really bucket basic website, and they've got a lot to go, but that's fine. I'm also not seeing at the bottom privacy policy and terms and conditions. You don't need shipping policy and returns policy. Obviously, it's not e-commerce, but you do need a terms and conditions, and you do need a privacy policy. That's pretty well. To be honest, I don't know whether it's actual law here in Australia, but it's basically seen as good business. Professional businesses have a privacy policy. They're often just templates that you go and just edit out, put in your business name and your business contact details, and that's about it. But nonetheless, they should be on there. And this has got what we call a scroll. So this is a fixed image on the bottom, and it's fixed and holding still. And this has been set to scroll up faster. No, I don't mind that. I think they give quite a nice effect. So here's what this website does. Here's what this business does, I should say. I'm always very wary of doing blocks of text like this. It is good English to do paragraphs. However, and I mean, this is my bent, take it or leave it, you might hate it, but in my opinion, in this time-poor world, people are going to absorb your message much faster if you put it out in like bullet points that are sitting looking at them. So the about, and you do want to go quickly into what this business does. So if it was a range of services, including, so a range offers a range of services, including semicolon, drop the line, dot point, business advisory, drop the line, dot point, bookkeeping, dot point, payroll, drop point, administration. and then go back into as well as working collaborative, as see, there's too many words there. The next sentence would be, we work collaboratively with businesses to provide tailored in-house training, customized templates, and workflow solutions. And even if you are going to do this blocky text stuff, then at least use some bolding so that my eye goes straight there to the website, goes straight to the section, and my eye can quickly see what is the important stuff. And generally what most people do is ignore the rest. So engagement of services can be ongoing, temporary, short-term, or for a fixed period. That's important. I don't really want to have, I'm a tiny business. I don't, if I'm a tiny business, I don't need a bookkeeper on call 24/7. So yeah, it's very important. I might only need a bookkeeper for the end of financial year, or at the time I do my BAS. We also complicate BAS by the point that some people collect all their BAS information and they're happy doing that, or they've got software that's doing that, and they only need the BAS agent to actually file it for them. So that's important. So it then says who the proprietor is, but I've got no photo. I've got no way of, I'm assuming you've got a pretty smiling face. I'm sure you have. I want to know, what do you look like? I want to see the person behind this business. I will feel much better if I know the person behind the business. Extension experience and qualifications, blah, 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 blah. She can work with you to find the solutions you're looking for. My other issue with this text is all very much about what you do, not what I need. There's a thing called features and benefits. So features are what you do, and they don't sell terribly well. Benefits are what I need, what I've come here looking for, what my pain points are. So invariably, 90% of the time, I take text like this, where it says she can work with you to find the solutions you were looking for. I flip it on its head. So what are the solutions they're looking for? What are their pain points? And because the reader wants to be sitting there on your website going, oh yeah, that's my problem. Oh my God, she gets me. Oh, right, exactly. Even if they, and then they might, oh, I didn't realize that was something I had to do. Or, oops, yeah, I forgot about that one. Or I didn't realize about that one. So you want them to, you want the reader to hone in very fast with, oh, yes, I need you. And then you say why you're good at that. So Lisa is a registered BAS agent, extensive experience and qualifications, and I would have the photo with the qualifications under the bottom of it, in a range of fields: accounting, information technology, music, maths, education, and training. They're not qualifications, I think they're experience. So it looks like maybe she prefers to work in certain niches, I don't know. Lisa and a team can manage your business bookkeeping needs, data entry through the lodgement of the ATO regular. It just needs a good rewrite. So services, and why isn't this up as a menu up the top? Because let's look at the mobile, and we know 70 to 90% of people look at things on a mobile. I've got to get all the way down here before I find a menu. Now, people are variable in the way they want to look at websites. Some people want to just look at the homepage and nothing but. Other people want to go straight to the team. Some other people are just grabbing your jumping on your website to get your contact details. And I have a bent about putting client testimonials alone on their own page. They don't get looked at. So what a waste. And there's probably some brilliant ones in there. So who's the service? What are the services? Business advisory, again, too blocky, and I'm going to have trouble reading it. So let's have a look at the services here on. It's like block. People just turn off now. They will not. They don't like reading it like that. Not only do they not like reading it like that, it just doesn't have impact. Again, no photo. We understand effective financial management, more just numbers on a spreadsheet, but helping businesses thrive. So this is a classic example of, and unfortunately my highlighter, really must work out a way to make my highlighter look less than white on white. So you swap that sentence with, do you want to thrive? Do you want your business to thrive? Great. We understand. We get that. We understand that. And effective financial management is important. It's more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. We can help you thrive. Beyond record keeping, a range of advisory services. We work closely with you to analyse your financial. There's quite a number of words here that don't need to be here. Budgeting, forecasting, managing cash flow. Again, a great place where there should be bullet points. Because what this business is saying is, we're just not a BAS agent, we're just not a bookkeeper, we're just not a payroll. We're actually, it sounds more like they're actually a financial advisory service in terms of day-to-day financials of the business, not other things. But budgeting, forecasting, managing cash flow. I should imagine they're really good at looking at profit loss statements, measuring key metrics, although they don't say what they are. I have worked with people who I was doing some work with a group at one stage where I was the advertising person, and another person was the financial person, because they had a lot of really complicated financial stuff going on. Budgeting, forecasting, managing cash flow, reviewing systems and processes. The thing with bookkeepers and that sort of stuff, and accountants, is they review systems and processes, but they don't tend to have terribly much expertise when it comes to marketing systems and processes. So yes, the business systems and processes are important, but the marketing systems and processes are equally as important, and it's a totally different skill set. So you'll see people saying, oh, my business is not doing so well. Who do I go to for advice? And everyone just says, oh, go find an accountant. Yeah, good luck finding an accountant that's got any degree of experience in marketing. And it's usually the marketing that's letting you down, not necessarily your financial processes. Often there is both going on, but you do need both sides of the coin. Challenges and opportunities, bookkeeping, fulfill ongoing needs. So this is all fairly standard. Victorian Institute of Training, so there's all stages of learning. So this is the bona fides of this person, of Lisa. The registration number. I absolutely really need a photo here. And it's also screaming for a link to your LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn, with your LinkedIn, and inviting them to come over and connect there. That's another way in which you can stay front of mind with them. In this business, it's very important that you're using LinkedIn as a social media platform, that you're getting on LinkedIn and you're giving really good advice on LinkedIn, that you're connecting with business owners on LinkedIn. You're also connecting with other businesses that are complementary to what you're doing. That is absolutely critical. They should be on Facebook. They should have a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a LinkedIn business and LinkedIn personal page, and that's about it for a business like this. Now, if they're on Facebook and they're on Instagram, it doesn't necessarily mean they're posting a lot out there. LinkedIn is what would be driving the awareness for this business. So what you do is you just write up a blog post, put it up on LinkedIn, share it across to Facebook, or take the same post and just copy and post it across to Facebook and Instagram, and it's the two places. But you want to grab your business name and your business logo and your business profile on those social media accounts so nobody else can. And also, the more of those social media accounts you have, within reason, the better your SEO is going to be. I doubt there's much SEO been going on behind the scenes on this. I don't think I saw, pretty sure I didn't see Yoast installed as a plugin. And that's pretty well your common. There is another way to find out. Themes of plugins. No, it's not. It's not. In fact, there's next to no plugins installed on this, according to this. There's only one image, and that's this, probably this main image. Oh, it says it's got the TikTok Pixel and Helper installed, but not the Facebook. All right. Where was I? This one. Jump around screens. Services, the team. Please tell me you've got. Oh, thank you. You've got some photos on there. Too big, pixelated. Too big, pixelated. Better. Lovely smiles. Lovely smiles. He could smile a bit more. That would be helpful. But nothing about them. So I want to know who they are. In this marketplace, I want to know their qualifications. He's a bookkeeper. We've seen a bit of her where did she get her qualifications from, what university, what she's doing in terms of continuing education, and a link to LinkedIn for all of these. And on your LinkedIn company page, it should be linked back to the personal pages of these people. Admin, obviously, she probably doesn't have any qualification, but if she does, then great. Vanessa's the bookkeeper. So a lot more detail about the team. At least there's photos. Thank you. And see, I'm stuck here. There's the team. Now I can go back to home. What happens if I don't want to go to home? I want to go to another page. So you tend to want, this is why we generally have a menu up the top here. So on every page, you can decide where you're going to go. Because I don't necessarily want to go back to home. I might now want to go to contact details. And I couldn't do it from that page. About available source and arrange initial consult. Okay, so they've got an initial consultation at no charge. So in a situation like this, I have a let's talk or a contact me button or arrange an appointment, a free, complimentary, no obligation appointment. That's been what's been driving my lead generation as a business owner now for 15 years. Talk to me. My time is free. Come and connect with me. Obviously, you then get their email address and you get things like their phone number and you find out what their problems are. And you don't necessarily pitch any work to them, but you're helpful. You're there as a point of contact. I don't like putting my email address on there. I also don't like putting my phone number on there. And now we have some social media tabs. Good. LinkedIn. It's gone to Lisa's main profile using the same image. I really don't think that image is doing it justice. 65 connections, La Trobe University. Does look like they have a business page. No, they don't, because otherwise it would have gone to the company page. No, it's talking about the company, but she doesn't have a company page. This business should have a company page, no matter how big or small you are. While I'm on LinkedIn, highlights, one post on LinkedIn in the last 30 days, more insights about, it's good a minute. This should replicate the about virtually almost, not in the blocky text detail, but bullet points of what the services are, where they are, who they service, like we saw on the website. Bookkeeping, location Melbourne, available remote or in person. I've only found it out here. That's important to put on the website. Do I need to be up the road from you to use your services? Services, financial training, budgeting, that's not bad. Activity, 71 followers. She reposted, she posted 4 months ago, show all posts. 3 weeks, attention school leave has been on a budgeting basis. That's good, like that graphic. Using branding. This was 4 months ago, not posting anywhere near enough. 4 months ago, tax for teens, that's good niche. So LinkedIn, you need to be posting. You also need to be participating out there. Gather your connections, comment on your connections, what your connections are saying. And this is 3 years ago. And COVID masks just are such a turn off to everybody nowadays, particularly as this person's in Victoria, where there is so much PTSD going on in Victoria because of the COVID lockdowns that were incredibly stressful down there. Yeah, rural financial counselling service, business recovery, very important. Could be doing a lot more on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to be the main place that drives this. 39 likes, 45 followers. Set up a services. This is good for this niche. Yes, you do want to say what your services are. Post yesterday. Free group for support, seeking connections. This lady's come out of the Bush business group, which is why she's talking about bush businesses. This is obviously something to do with where she. I don't know what day she's in what offices, but obviously she's moving around in certain offices at certain times. January 9th, December 22. Very similar stuff that's on LinkedIn, which is fine. That's exactly what you want to do. And then we're back to November, October. Needs to be a lot more posting than that. And that's the only social media. So back to home. Contact details is where we were. This could actually be just a one-pager. Look, testimonials are really lost when they're out on their own. People will generally won't click on the testimonials page, particularly on mobile. They just don't want to do it. But that's, and why did it not? That's interesting. Why did it not? So this is on mobile. Why is it not showing as mobile? Yeah, that's a waste of a page. Look, honestly, I would go back to WordPress and I would do a nice, simple one-pager. My exception to that might be I might put the contact details. I'd probably do a homepage with the services, the team, the testimonials all in it, and one other page, contact details, and then I would also do a blog. So you've got to show your expertise in this market. Okay, this sounds all well and good. They might have the right technical qualifications, educational qualifications, but can they talk the talk? Now, and also that's going to give me a way to find out. It's going to give me a way to find out what your expertise is. It's going to give me a way to find out how you communicate. It's also going to help your SEO. And obviously, in this marketplace, there are certain times of the year when they'll do more blogging than other times of the year. End of financial year. If this person is involved in services to the rural areas, then they have had a particular times of year as well. And issues around things like flooding, bushfires, drought, rural support. And talking of flooding, I think we're going to flood in the next few weeks up here, because I called the rain in the other week and it hasn't stopped since, and today's quite heavy. So I think we'll be on flood watch pretty soon. I don't know there's much else. Oh, email capture. Yeah, I sort of touched on that. You really do need an email capture on this. And you need a way to get back to the home page that's not like, this is the home page, yeah. There's sort of a no option. You absolutely need a menu at the top here. I don't think there's no favicon installed, which means that this logo here would be up there. It's a good start. It's a really good start, and I never knock anybody for making a start, but it has got a fair way to go. All right, so I think think I just did it. Tomorrow's audit is going to be on Saint Theodora.com.au. Again, so again, the same thing. I'm sitting here and I go, okay, so what am I going to expect to see in the niche on a URL like that? We don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. So tomorrow is Monday where I am here. It will be 1 p.m. Monday, Sydney time. Look forward to you all joining me there. I think that's all I've got to say. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody.